This November, two candidates are in the race for Trumbull County Sheriff. Incumbent Democratic candidate Paul Monroe is taking on Republican Mike Wilson. 21 News is your place for politics. We're spending 5 minutes at 5 with the candidates in major races leading up to Election Day. And Paul Monroe joins me here now. Now, Paul, you have served the county since 2017. Tell us why you're running for re-election and what are some of your top goals?
Well, you know, when I ran back in 17, I brought a lot to the plate back then, and now today I bring even more when you look at my experience. We set out looking at the opioid crisis, accountability, increasing the standards, looking at jail operations, and we've been successful in every one of those areas, and we've improved. And you know, let's take the opioid crisis. You know, that's not just a Trumbull County thing, that's a nationwide thing. And we have attacked that. We revamped our drug unit. If you go back to 2017, the FBI didn't even have a fingerprint in Trumbull County. Now, not only do they have a footprint, but they run their FBI task force out of our office alongside our drug unit, which is known as TAG, the Trumbull Action Group. And so their unit runs right next to us, as well as DEA task force and the Ohio State Highway Patrol's interdiction team. So we put all three of those units together in one big room, and they're hitting it out of the park. We were recognized last year as one of the best drug units in the state of Ohio. And because of continuous work they've done for the last 8 years, we have driven our overdose deaths down this year, and violent crime in Trumbull County is actually down now.
And what would be another goal? Let's say you get re-elected. Is there anything that you haven't been able to tackle yet that you'd like to do?
Well, we're currently implementing body cameras, something that's been a long haul for us. It's been quite the challenge. We actually have them. The bank's cameras are in. We're going through training with our deputies now, and it goes back, lending itself to accountability, to show that we're fair, we're treating our citizens well. And at the end of the day, safety is the most important thing.
And would you say that you're still of the opinion we can arrest our way out of the opioid epidemic, or what is your approach and what will it be as we move forward?
We do both. A drug addiction you can never arrest your way out of. Unfortunately, you need the drug addicts to cooperate a little bit and want help. And we do have avenues, not only that our deputies use, but our correctional staff and our medical staff uses to direct people to get help. And drug treatment is so important. But at the same time, we influence the flow of drug trafficking every day. Right now, we just had a big drug bust. We did a search warrant, took fully automatic weapons off the street this morning, and a nice cache of drugs we took. And maybe we could do a story on that later.
Yeah.
But
that's always something that you're finding, stumbling yourselves upon when it comes to those investigations. And you know, you do have those task force members and the patrol. Everyone's really watching for that. But I want to ask you also, attorneys representing you and two other Trumbull County commissioners filed an appeal to a case that's now before the 6th Circuit Court of Appeals.
Okay.
Commissioner Nikki Frenchko and her attorneys claim that she was unlawfully arrested at a public meeting and her First Amendment rights were violated, and a lower court ruled in her favor. Do you believe the actions of the sheriff's office were unlawful that day? No,
I'm glad you brought that up, because there's one common denominator. This isn't the only case. This is a case where they brought 5 defendants in and tried to say that there's some collusion or conspiracy, which is utterly ridiculous. It's false. There have been false accusations made. And at the end of the day, I'll be vindicated of whatever claims Frenchko has made, and so will the other people involved. And if you look at one common denominator, it's the same person who has brought this trouble to Trumbull County, and it'll go away and things will get better. But you know, since you brought this up, you know, we should look at differences between me and my opponent.
Yeah, and I'll ask you, what sets you apart from your opponent?
Number one's experience. You've known me for a long time. I have investigated every single crime there is in law enforcement: murders, rapes, child abuses, bank robberies. Been very successful at that. And I boast 21 years of administrative experience, 8 years as your sheriff, 13 years as a police chief. And then You look at my opponent, he can't make those claims. He was a sergeant with the State Patrol, which is an outstanding organization. Yeah. But at the same time, you should look at integrity, character, and judgment. You brought up this Nikki Frenchko case.
We're up on our 5 minutes, but yeah, you're leaning on your experience in this race. So I really appreciate you joining me right here at 5. Sorry, run out of time, but 5 minutes with the candidates, and I appreciate you being here. And you can check out all of our Decision 2024 5 at 5 interviews with the candidates on WFMJ.com and the 21 News app. Just go to the Decision 2024 tab, and there you will find all of our coverage on local races and the issues.